Welcome to another one of my Escape from Tarkov's videos. Today, we're going to be going through my personal top 10 tips for those beginners out there. For those people that haven't really run too many raids before, for those people that keep fucking dying. Let's crack on. Tip number 1. You should really get familiar with your maps. If you have a second monitor or an iPad, have the map up, because you're going to be very unfamiliar with the spawn and the exits the first couple of times you run a raid. You should also continue to play the same map continuously as you get used to it. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to pizza when you French fry.
What he did, he French fried when he should have pizzaed. You French fry when you pizza, you're gonna have a time.
Another great tip is using offline mode. Now, we've spawned in an offline mode now, and we can see the spawn. Now we can learn the exits. Now, double tapping O will show you the exits here. And we know we have to move to the other side of the map. So this can be a vital tool for you to learn the line you want to take to get to the other side of the map, free of scavs and free of players. Also, going with a game plan. Have a basic line you want to take from exit to spawn, and have it vice versa depending on what side of the map you spawn on. But don't be afraid to change the game plan if needed, which is why it's essential to have the map up to know what to do at what times. Tarkov is a very information-based game. You can take your time, go hide for 5 minutes, look at the map, decide what you're going to do next. Tip number 2. Okay, so tip number 2, it's quite simple. As a new player to the game, you want to be turning on your HUD. It's very difficult to see when you get shot where you got hit, if it's worth healing, if you're bleeding, any sort of effects on the body, if it's all turned off. These are my settings here. So I like to run it with a colored symbol, and it will go red if you get hit. It's a lot of fucking information to take on, and having a HUD up will definitely help you in the long run on Escape from Tarkov. As you can see on the top left, I've got my green icon. I've got all my icons and my inventory at the top, and I've also got my movement speed and crouching and standing icon down the bottom left. These are essential for beginning, because if you get shot or hurt, it can be the difference between surviving. Checking magazines and ammo. Guys, if you kill a scav or you come into a raid, you should always be checking your ammo type and if your gun's early. Alt-T, as you can see, is going to tell you whether or not the mag is full, half full, any gun, doesn't matter. You always want to make sure to have a full mag when you can. And as we can see, the gun's now full. Also, if you pick up a gun off a scav, check the ammo type. If you don't know the ammo types, there is good guides out there. And that could be the difference of using a half mag of good ammo or a full mag of terrible ammo. But it completely is up to you. Personally, full mag's probably better. Personally, better ammo can kill quicker, so always try and fill mags to the brim, even if it's a mixed ammo in lower level raids. Personal opinion. Tip number 4. A handy tip to know is what order the grenades and ammo will leave your pockets and rig. So here I have basically a lot of grenades, and as we start throwing them, you notice it leaves the pockets left to right first. Then, if we randomize these grenades, we see it uses the top row first, left to right, and then it'll move to the bottom row, left to right. So pockets, left to right, rig top row, left to right, rig bottom row, left to right. It's handy to know if you want to put a destructive grenade, then flash grenade, depending on your personal preference. Tip number 5. When you're heading into a raid as an early game player, especially at this stage in the wipe, it's quite vital to ensure certain things. For instance, an SKS, if we're going with this, is only 4k to insure. Now, if you get that back, that's a free gun. A Triton rig is 4.5 grand. Again, a good deal. I wouldn't recommend insuring things like pistols on factory runs and things like that. Backpacks, I would insure. Armor is always a good insure. Now, if we go to my insurance right now, another good tip is to throw away insured items if you don't need to carry them. So this level 6 armor, this level 5 armor, it got damaged during one of my raids. So I threw it in the floor and I got it back on insurance. So we can repair that and have another piece of body armor for an upcoming raid, purely because we threw insured items away hidden. Go to a little corner, find a little sneaky spot and throw it down. Then go back to your kill and get whatever you need. A lot of these penis helmets, the SSH-68 helmets, are still being insured from originally on my first wipe. I just insure them, they come back. No one takes them out. Tip number 6. Early game, it's vital you decide to sell to dealers over the market. You do need to get your rep up on dealers so that you can unlock more items to purchase and also to help level up quests. Now, personally, I would always try to sell to the mechanic, ragman, Jaeger, peacekeeper, and skier before the praper and therapist because they seem to come naturally. The mechanic will give you more money than skier, but the mechanic may not take every item, and certain items may not be taken by certain dealers. But it's always good to check the price. Now, if there's an item that's selling to skier for 500 rubles, but it can go on the market for 10 to 15k, maybe that's a good decision to make. But to get these reps up and unlock more dealer levels, it is vital that you sell to the dealers as well as making money on the market. Tip number 7. So Tarkov is an information-based game. And the way I like to put it is there's little tips and tricks out there that can make you outskill your opponent without being a better shot than them. Things like bloodstains on walls can tell you directions where people shot from. Things like bloodstains on the floor can tell you people got shot and went to heal. Sounds from every direction can give you locations of players on the map as it is. There's blood there. There's blood there. There he is there. I needed to clip those. Someone's eating right here. Where the fuck is it? Fucking bush camping cunt. Also knowing spawns and which direction people and which lines people like to take will affect your decisions at different certain times in the game. I have a video on my custom spawns. It's not the best, it was one of my first edits, but it does give you the overview of the lines on the map if you know the spawn visuals and things like that. Information is the primary thing in this game. If you don't need to take a fight because you can hear 4 footsteps running and you're a solo, don't take the fight. Hunker down in the corner, be the rat that you don't want to be. Just rat it out. If you see 10 bodies on the ground and you heard a recent firefight, chances are that guy is still in the area. If you want to go in and look for him, I'd look to clear the area first before looting bodies. He may still be listening, waiting for someone to come in. Make decisions on what you can see and hear around you. Always have the map up and never be scared to change game plan if you need to. Tip number 8. Weapon attachments on guns actually makes the hip fire a little better when they're turned on. So things like the laser can give away your position, but when it's on, you actually have a better recoil from a hip fire. So there is a laser that you can put on night mode, and it will hide the laser and increase the recoil. But in all sense, if you have attachments, you should turn them on if you're going to use the hip fire function. They do decrease the hip fire recoil, or whatever stat that device does. It does help in the hip fire mode also. As you can see, I just made a standard AKS 74U, changed to a B13, and added a laser. And we're going to go look at how it performs out in the field. So here we're going to use the hip fire without the laser and watch the recoil. And now let's have a look with the laser on. Now I haven't touched my mouse at all. I'm legit just holding the mouse button. As we can see, the dents in this part of the wall are a lot more concentrated than the other part. So having the hip fire laser on does make a massive difference in Tarkov. Tip number 9. So tip number 9 is real simple. As you can see on the left, bottom left of my screen, I have my character's positioning. And if I crouch, I see the image crouch also. Caps lock will instantly move you to the slowest speed. Hitting caps lock again will instantly move you to the fastest speed. Scroll wheel will make you move at your pace, whatever you'd like to move. But the handiest, this is pretty common knowledge. The handiest tip to learn in this situation is, for instance, shooting through these tree lines. If you can't see properly, you can hold C or your crouch button and then move the mouse wheel. And you can change the height you want to crouch at. And that will also affect your sound and movement speed. It's handy for those tight little spots when a full crouch and full stand is difficult to get a visual on the target. For instance here, we can see RUAV roadblock a lot better at this point rather than at full crouch. As we can see here, we can see RUAV roadblock a lot better than at full crouch or full stand. And last of all, tip number 10. This is one of the best strats for a newbie, in my opinion, because you do go through a lot of money. If you collect your dog tags, it's like a backup insurance. There is missions that need dog tags anyway, early on. So you can save them for those missions just to hand them in straight away. But high level dog tags can be an insurance policy for when you run out of funds. For instance, selling this level 37 dog tag is 13k straight to my stash. So if you have 3 or 4 of these, you've got another kit as insurance backup. And if you have dog tag case, you can have a lot of money just sitting there ready to go. Even when you're quite low, collecting dog tags can still be beneficial. 3k for a level 8 dog tag. Anything under level 8 to 10, I could leave. But everything over level 10 can be an insurance policy, especially when you're learning the game, when you're going to lose your kits a lot. It's a very beneficial way to play the game. And as a bonus little tip, 11, if you will, always upgrade your hideout when you can. It's vital for extra meds, food, quests, definitely decent ammo types on the workbench, intelligence center, and I also have a Bitcoin farm going now, which is more free money. Leveling this up can help you astronomically early game and mid game. So if you have the chance, get it leveled up. And thanks for watching my top 10 tips for noob/beginners in Tarkov. Comment down below if you think I missed anything or your best tips. Come hit me up on Twitch if you think you've got a better idea than me. I'm happy to banter, happy to have a good laugh. I'm a lot better at Twitch than I am at fucking YouTube, and I'm still learning how to edit. So thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, and I appreciate the support.